Hi everyone, TJ from Greywall here. This is the second part of two videos that I've done with regards to a box of very early calculators and computers from my history, most of which are 40-50 years old. So this particular episode is going to be all about the computers that I started with 40-50 years ago. And I thought I'd get them out of a tub that I've got in front of me here now, and you'll see in a minute. So I hope you enjoy it. Just a bit of fun. Let's have a look. So let's go to computers. I'm going to pull out the earliest computer I've got, which is this one. Now, let's see if I can get the box out, which I have done. Oh yeah, there she is. This is a Sinclair ZX80, and you can see and I remember this. This was also bought as a kit, and I had to put it together. So let me pull her out the box. I'm trying to sort of make sure that you get the best view, really. Let me just move there you go. There we go. So this is a Sinclair ZX80. I think it was sold under the Timex name brand in America. Here you go. She's really tidy. There's nothing broken, no chips, not even much in the way of yellowing. There's a bit of yellowing here. Now I know this works. I've had this working in the past, so I know she's fine. Yeah, and I used this for about 18 months after I used the kit. Still got all the power supplies and everything. The trouble is it has an RF output on it to a traditional CRT telly back in the time from 40 odd years ago. Obviously the 80 stands for 1980. So that's the thing to bear in mind. But there is a modern, I'm going to buy one. There's a modern appliance that takes the RF out from this and converts it into HDMI, and then you can plug it into a modern TV and fire it up and run it. Now I had another piece for this. Let me just have a look and see if I can find it first. Let me just so yeah, but that's the original advert going back all those years. £99.95, I remember. But this, I think, was the non-kit. Yeah, and then they produced as a kit. I bought it quite a bit cheaper. It was about £49 or something like that when I purchased my kit. I do remember that. Let me just have a look for another couple of bits that goes with this. Hang on a moment. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. The thing about the Sinclair ZX80, it was limited to about 1K of RAM in it. And very quickly, Sinclair produced a 16K RAM pack that you could plug on the back. And I bought one. And I bought it not for this machine, because I changed pretty quickly to the next machine that came along. They produced a ZX81. But this will actually plug on the back of this on the back. It plugs in there. There we go. And the idea is you now have a ZX80 with a 16K RAM pack extension. You can suddenly start to write some pretty sophisticated programs at that point, which I started to do fairly quickly. Let me get that out of there. Now the beauty about this particular RAM, right, is, let me put it back in its box gently when I think about it. Right, it goes that way there. Is that this also works on the machine that came after the ZX80. Let me put that away, right, and I'll drag out the next machine, because I've got two of the next machine and one of them's quite interesting. Okay, I've dug out the next machine, which is a ZX81, again by Sinclair. I actually bought this off a friend at the time, second hand. It was only about 6 months or so old. And I'll get it out of its box now. This was also available as a kit, but it was also sold built for about £99. And I picked this up at a reasonable price. So let me see if I can get it open without damaging the box. Let's see. And you can see this. And it was an improved design on the ZX80. It did more. It was quite a bit faster. There we go. Can you see that there? One ZX81. This one is fine. It's complete. All the feet are in place. There's the interface to talk to the 16K RAM pack, which is sat over here. Remember, I showed you that earlier. Got all the power supply bits in here. I still got the original software catalog. This is May 82 edition, so it's later than the 81 itself. And then there's the basic programming languages here too. And I remember spending hours, typing away on this bloody awful keyboard, to make anything happen. So I thought I'd show you that. Now, I've got something else in a mo, wrapped up with this, but very interesting. Let me get this put away first. They all work, by the way. Everything works. I'm waiting for an interface to come through so I can retest them on a modern telly. I've ordered it. It's on its way. And I might take a second video showing everything operating. If people are interested. If people aren't interested, I won't do anything. Let's have a look. There we go. Let me pop that back in here. Now this should fascinate all of you. In here is actually a ZX81 bought as a kit, okay, and it still is a kit. It hasn't been made. So this is brand spanking new. I've had this quite a long time now, but I'm not going to build it for obvious reasons. But I don't know if you can see here, that's the original circuit board, look, with no components on it yet. But there, I've even got the original, and there's the keyboards here. Look at this, look, completely unspoiled, brand new keyboard. Plus, the shell itself. Bought as and I've got the manual for it somewhere kicking around as well. But all the components are here. You've got the original. Where are we? In here, there it is. You got the original Zilog Z80A CPU in here. I don't know if you can see that. Plus all the other the chips that are required too, dated 1981. Plus the holders to solder into the board. I thought you'd like that. All right. Now I did have the box somewhere, so but I don't appear to have it here, so it might be in another tub somewhere else. But I know I've got all the original manuals for it rattling around in the bottom of here. But I thought you'd enjoy that. I'd hate to think, can you imagine trying to find a ZX81 that's still in kit form? If anybody, knows whether of one or has one, let me know. I'd be intrigued to see who else has got one. Okay, I suppose the last item I've got here is, yep, folks, the Spectrum, of course. So this is the ZX Spectrum, which came out about 82, 83. But I do have some interesting bits with this. I have, there's a ZX interface here. I don't really see that. Plugs in on the back. Okay, the interface is on the other side this time. But it allowed for some interesting stuff. And what I have managed to get hold of, before floppy drives were invented, you used to use tape cassettes, to be able to save and then write to and save and call back programs. However, Sinclair came out with the ZX microdrive. This is one. I've got two. I just put them there. There's another one in here somewhere if I can find it. It says, wrapped up. I'm looking. In fact, these are actually, no, that's more of the TI-59. Let me keep going. Here we go. What's in here? There we go, there's the other one. So I've got two of them. And I should have some tape somewhere. Noticed what's in there, Sinclair? Let's have a look. There we go. These are the actual little tape cassettes. Yeah, they're sealed. Alright, you pull them out. You can see there's tape on the end of that. I don't know if you can see the tape on the end of that. Okay, and they slot in the front of the microdrive, like so. He says, not being able to get it in. I'll try. No, that was definitely the right way. That must have been it then. I thought they went in a bit better. Oh no, they do. There we go. That's how it slots in. You can see there. You have to read the tape. They were not reliable. They would pack up or not read or fail if the temperature changed. You had to be very careful about humidity too. But, piece history nevertheless. So I thought you'd enjoy seeing all of that sat there. And it all works, by the way. I have had all this running. So yeah, it does work. Now let me see what else I've got in here. Okay. I think I have one last oddity. Yes, I thought I did. In the UK, there's a company called Scion, who started to produce organisers, and this is the Scion 2. This is a Scion 2. Now, I'm not sure, whether it's okay or not. I've not looked at this in ages, but I think it probably is. It's fully programmable too. Yeah, I had a Scion 5 as well, which had a keyboard. It would clamshell open and have a keyboard, and was long before, the iPack. Yeah, and all the modern sort of smartphones, this was the sort of thing that you'd have if you wanted to make notes and organize things and have a program run a spreadsheet and all that sort of thing. And I've had this, years. I've had this from you too. But I haven't used it in, I'd hate to think, 20 years, 30 years. So therefore, I don't actually know what state it's in, and I should really have a look at that. That's just an oddity, though. Show it all back in. I'm not sure what this stuff is worth. I should really look it up. And see if anybody else is interested in purchasing any of it. And I might do that. I've packed it all away now, as you can see. So, and even the newspaper, by the way, dates to about 10 or 15 years ago, interestingly enough, because I was reading some of the articles in there. I do have some paperwork as well. I don't know if you can see here. That I showed you the ZX micro drive. All right, sat on the interface I bought with the two ZX micro drives that I've got. How interesting is that? I've got other paperwork here. That's the Sinclair Cambridge kit and the scientific kit above. This is later in the life when they started to fail in sales because of lots of other calculators coming on board. I bought mine before this. I don't know if there's a date on this. There is July 75, and I bought mine about 73, 74. I bought the Cambridge, I think, in about 73, 74, and I bought the scientific probably about this time. I probably paid about 15 or 19 quid for the scientific when I bought it. There's also stuff here about, the BBC B. I had a BBC B with floppy drives for a while. And obviously there's about the ZX81 and more about the ZX81 here. I've got the manuals and a few other bits and pieces. All interesting stuff, hey. Okay, everyone, that's it for part 2. So I hope you enjoyed the sojourn into my past of 50 plus years ago. I definitely think that I'll probably end up offering this lot for sale because I know there's quite a lot of interest in it. So I may try sell it as a job lot, I think, in the tub it's in. I don't have the room to store stuff like this in my van, not really. And I think I've had the best use out of it. So we'll see what other people think. If any of you are interested, then at least, give me a comment. You can always direct message me if you want, and I'll reply. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Take care. Like and subscribe.